beautiful beings. You are tuning in with Enchantress the Babbler, aka Jennifer Molina, author of The Dark and Light of My Soul, a lovesick mini-series. It's kind of like a poetic expression of when I experienced Cupid's arrow being shot right up my ass, and the resistance from that came this poetic journey of this feeling of love that was unveiling itself to me during this lovesick, out of my mind, going crazy, but finding my sanity, meeting the lover in me, so to speak. And it's actually a book that I have yet to read back to me because I'm not content with it in the way I would have liked to be, although I am content with it for so many reasons and things, because that book crushed a huge blockage that I had in my life that never belonged there. And so I had to get through that fear and just get it out there. And so with absolute love and care and passion, these pages to express, editing probably not at my best, so that's why I know that I haven't read it back, because I'm gonna be like, I can't believe I printed that and showed that. So until I can work through and find my peace in that too, I'll get there and reread the poetic madness that I didn't even categorize that book in. Like, you know, it was my own self-help in this poetic display that was taking place. But that is not what we're going to discuss today. I just went in that anyways because I have lots to say. And I appreciate and thank you for tuning in. This truly is for our alignment, our energetic wheel that we grasp, but also learning how to let go of that too, let go of the wheel, you know, and flow within our course. And I never know what I'm gonna say, but I did have something that I did want to discuss today, which ties into the blog that I posted last night that I started writing that turned into a rant. PMS at its best, because irritable was I when I began to write. And it's not so much irritable, I'm just saying what the feeling was triggered within me, and what I had seen that I just had to speak. And it's something that I don't typically opinionate too much about, because I know what it is about, and so everybody has to go through their journey and their own experience for themselves. So I'm very adamant about that. Even if I may appear to give advice or gift insight to some things that may be going on in your life or in people's lives that come to me for so many things, and I've always been adamant since little. I'm still little, but you know, I'm cute and little. But when I was the other kind of little, asleep little, empath overdrive and highly sensitive was I, with a childlike mind that I want to find the perfect word for that just did naturally what felt right, but also was drained and depleted and going through my own roller coaster madness of a life since I've been born. Let me tell you, I have not had an easy life. And I'm not pointing fingers, and I'm not saying, oh, woe to me, and I'm not looking for anyone to feel sorry for any of my stories that I probably will share as they come out up in the air and I just start babbling with care. You know, we all have our own despair, but I don't ride that external view ever. Even if I'm going through it and processing it and dealing with it and even having my emotional fits that, you know, sometimes are not the wisest things for me to express and energize at that time. But you know, one of my big journeys through me that I encountered, especially when I woke up and began acknowledging a lot of things, because that's what happens when you are consciously living. You process, digest, see. It's just like a computer of information presented before you that you are experiencing in your life, and you actually seeing it in your life and aligning within yourself what is right. And so one of my difficulties, that was my argument in the beginning about expression and feeling, is understanding and seeing and feeling, and even through my own suppression of feeling and lack of expression and sharing, or not allowing myself the opportunities to vent or say how I truly feel, even if at that time that's how I feel and it may change 5 minutes later, because I was able to express, to vent, and now see with a little bit more of clarity, removing the emotional side of me, because I got to let it out free. It was conflicting for me, because I'm like, how am I going to energize constantly and align when there's so much funked up things happening in this world and this life that is not easy to dismiss? And if this energy that is my alchemy within me, that is supposed to energize free, positively feeling these things, not just saying these things, because you can say whatever the hell you want to say, but at the end of the day, the vibration that you sent out into everything, your world you see, that vibration that you created is the feeling of whatever it is that you expressed that will be marinated. So you could be saying a whole bunch of positive things. This is why a lot of people don't really truly believe in affirmations and positivity, because when they look at these external things as solutions that are supposed to be the remedy and their fix, you see, of these things they desire to align in and be, they say these words, but they don't feel them. So me arguing with my guides on this ride, I'm like, how the hell you want me to express myself and be real if that's not how I'm really feel? Like, so the practice for me became to be, when these moments arrive that I'm emotionally filled inside and I just want to speak my mind, well, what is my desire that I truly want to have? Because this emotion, yeah, it's gonna pass. So that's when I started to acknowledge the silent side of me, the one that has been suppressed for so long, that was a blessing for me too, because I've always went in. And so since I am now acknowledging this and trying to implement my fix, my alchemy mix of my feelings and my words matching, and I tell you this and I kid you not, mastery is this art within me, because I do not speak anything, no matter how I'm emotionally feeling, that I do not desire to be, that's not aligned with me. I shut the funk up, you see. And until I can speak the words that are true and aligned with me, then silence it will be. And that's how it is. And no longer is silence a slow sweeping of under the carpet and not dealing with its process either. No. Although I've never really been that way. I've always processed many things in a many way, but I also was missing the acknowledgement of my heightened sensitivity and all the things that I was taking in me that wasn't me, on top of everything that was being experienced by me, overwhelmed, you see. And so unconscious was me living like falling down the rabbit hole, like, what is this? I'm falling, I'm flying, I'm just gliding, I don't like this. Oh, I bumped my head a bunch of times. Out of my mind. And so I started to blog last night, getting back to the blog. Yeah, I started to blog last night because I came across a post that somebody had posted on their Instagram of a beautiful poem, or a quote. It was like a mini poem quote of whoever wrote it. I can't think of the name, I don't know if it even said it, was expressing a pain of a love that went away. And in their expression of their feeling, which is what they were feeling, but again, our feelings are revealing, because we usually externalize our feelings and project them outwards, because this is the cause of why I'm feeling this way, this is the cause of why I'm feeling this way, this is the cause of why I'm feeling this way. That's beautiful to say, because that is the first step into acknowledgement of you in some way. But it doesn't end there. That's the beginning, you see, but most people stay stuck at that. Finger pointing, externalizing the trigger that got pressed, pulled, right? Do you pull a trigger or do you press a trigger? I'm trying to think of, well, I'm pressing it, so I'm not pulling it. Okay, so we press it. See what I mean? I like to be aware of the things that I'm saying. Sometimes even though I go babbling, and you know, poetic is one of my most powerful expressions that just naturally flows out of me, as you can see, because even in these videos I know that I don't purposely rhyme. It's just how I talk a lot of the time. It's always been a part of my life. Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, so this person, which is a beautiful quote, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking feelings, guys. No. I am an advocate to all of us learning how to be healthy feelers. But you gotta be the dealer who becomes the healer of whatever you think you're feeling, because it's easiest to get lost in our emotions at best, because there's no work in that. You're just feeling that, and so you rock with that. No thank you, no thank you. I have taken on so many pains for so many of my days that weren't mine, and yet I didn't take the time to separate or internalize what energies around and feelings that were giving me frowns, and to all the disappointment I was experiencing around from the people around me in my life that I was projecting and pointing woe to me too. I've done it. This is why I'm speaking on it. I've done it, but I never wanted to stay there. So I had to like really think with care. Like, how do I get out of here? Because obviously these people don't see. And what am I gonna stay stuck on that? Because they don't see what I see and I think they should see and how they should be. I've been funked up too, you see. So like, you know, forgiveness is key. Like, you know, so many things. But doormat is not me. No way can. This is why people think, oh, you're nice, so I can walk all over you. Until the rage and my fiery display takes over, because I had enough. And then I kick myself in the ass because I let it get to that. But at the end of the day, who am I really upset with at that? And that was my own suppression of just not having been able to nip it in the butt when that sucker ever first came up. But you know, my worthiness wasn't up yet. And so because I am peace, and because I truly understand that even if I can't comprehend still the how, the why, and the when, and who, really about all this life and all of its meaning, and what is this that we should be believing, I do know that superficial looks, externalized, can be deceiving. And that so many masks I talk with the I can't help it. I do that. Which once upon a time would have probably prevented me from talking, because I'm like, I'm gonna or stutter or yawn because I get nervous. Like, I notice a lot of people fake yawn. It's a yawn though, but it's a nervousness yawn, like, or nothing to say, nothing to do, don't know how to like interact with the energy in the room, you just yawn. Fake ass shit. But yeah. So anyways, so this quote or poem or whatever was just saying that, yeah, like, from the girl's point of view, the woman's point of view, about this man that didn't come through in the love department in the way that she envisioned it for her relationship or her life, in her life. She was saying, she was speaking his, ooh, I didn't see that car because I was looking that way. Guys, you have to pay attention when you're on the roads, okay? You gotta look both ways before crossing the street. You understand? Okay, thanks. So anyways, I don't even want to get there yet because I am already here and I want to finish this and be very clear, at least, you know, and I can finish it up later, even though I'm gonna get home really late today, or tomorrow. You know, what is time? Like, it's all about the quality of our divine. So anyways, the words that she spoke was, maybe I am like, maybe I am, I love too much, I feel too much, you know, this whole thing. But what irritated me, and I knew it was because of Bloody Mary coming very shortly and soon for this super blue lunar moon. Yes. Let your goddess out. Let your inner goddess out, please, because it's screaming from within, set me free. Anyways, let me get to what I was trying to say, because I let the babbling go a long way. I wish I can stay and continue this, because this is really important. Like, even though sometimes I may be not fully understood, there are many things that communicate that I know and understand, that even if others can't see, there are seeds that are unseen, filled with so much energy and aligned alchemy that gets rooted deep, that gift to each whatever it is that they need for them at this time in this point of their life, in their journey, whether they're conscious of it or not. And I am satisfied with that. That feels absolutely great to contribute in that and be absolutely content with the beauty of that. That you don't have to generate the freaking same generic BS things that one person thinks and everyone copies and embodies. Like, are we even thinking for ourselves, feeling for ourselves? Like these words, maybe I am, you know, I love too much, I feel too much, I expect too much, oh, whatever it is that you want to feel too much. It's like apologizing for yourself and not accepting that this is who you are because somebody else can't appreciate, or somebody else doesn't feel that way, vibe that way, live that way, or be that way, like or want to give that in any kind of way. And you know what this is displaying? That very craving, that very need that you think this person needs to be. You need to wake up from that like twisted reality of thinking, because there is nobody in this earth ever, there's no being that is, even though we are one, yes, get that, I get it, we are one, we are whole, we are all from the same whatever, whoever, creator, whatever your belief is. I really don't truly care, because I'm really not going to even go there. about the limiting nature of beliefs people pick up in their lives and how restricting that is in their own developments of their own evolution, because they are restricting themselves to this level of belief in Constitution that is their truth, because that was what they were born into, believing, told, feeling, whatever. Listen, I'm not gonna, this post is not about that either. I tell you, I'm in one of my little moods. I might be ranting all day. What can I say? I got a lot to say. But yeah, so anyways, so I read this and I appreciate the art, because that is what I do too. I write poetically. I used to suppress even more of my writings because of when I did share them, and some of my poems, especially back in the days, they were dark, man. But that's expression in art form. I even wrote something one time, I remember I shared on my Instagram when I started like building in my own confidence of just being free to express me, like, you know, so mote it be, like, that's it, like, whoever rocks with it, who doesn't. I shared a poem I wrote that was feeding off of whatever it is that I posted that matched. It just matched. And I truly, when I wrote that poem, it wasn't how I was feeling. But it was the energy of that feeling, of that kind of whatever that was that I posted. So the poem was kind of unhealthy. If somebody wanted to freaking psychologically analyze it and be like, listen, dude, you know, maybe you need to just, you know, sit down, breathe, do some yoga, see a therapist or something, you know, whatever. Because again, as I said, if you've seen the 10 things you can know about Enchantress the Babbler on YouTube, the very first thing I shared was, I am dramatic. And in my own acknowledgement of that now, somebody else's perception of whatever it is they read or get from me and they try to interpret for me is their own interpretation for themselves. Because my reality is my acknowledgement, my consciousness, and that is my most realistic levels of conscious help for myself. So why should I take how you read something, interpret something, hear something, receive something, and take that all in and try to be some psychoanalyst and think you know what it is that I'm feeling or experiencing or saying for me? Appreciate art in all of its manifestations. And it's cool if you care too about other people. If you think, oh my God, is this person really feeling this way? Hey, you know, feel better. You know, you have support, or like you're trying to look out. Hey, that's cool. But we shouldn't be so quick to judge art that someone expresses or shares, because something that I also learned to acknowledge along the way is that most artists out there, whatever it is that they create and share, whether it's down to a piece of jewelry they made, an article of clothing that they made, to a poem they wrote, a picture they took, a freaking painting they painted, or whatever the case may be, whatever it is that they have created and now decided to share. And then people out there knock it, criticize it, ridicule it. Ridiculous. Oh God. anyways, you know, or opinionate, like, fine, we were all free to do all of these things, but I know as being an artist myself, something that I never even called myself before, because I was looking at art as this professional thing, that if you're not there on this level, then you're not that. Labels at its worst, huh? So it's not easy sharing these things that we do that come from here. And so, you know, I accept all these things now and understand myself a whole lot better now, that what other people say, I've been triggered. So I know that I'm still growing, and there may be another trigger that somebody says something that makes me be like, you know, or makes me feel a type of way by something that they had to say, because it happens every day. The defense that was once within me, taking things personally, no longer exists in that same way. I've grown a lot in my days, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, because I gotta go. So I went on my rant because the art, I wasn't dissing. It was the feeling that people are here reminiscent and energizing and low vibing to themselves. Like, what the hell? Like, goddess, can you not see the beauty that is within you deep? That foolish is he if he can't see the very thing that you are, or give to you what it is that you feel that you need to have. But darling, where is that for yourself? Don't beg no man. Don't freaking cry for no man that doesn't stand or love you in the way that you need or be. Let him flee. Undeserving is he, unworthy is he, and consider that a blessing. Like, why beg and cry and feel that you're not good enough for this person? And you know, I know that I'm addressing this to females, but I'm addressing this to everybody. It was just, it happened to be a female writer, female Instagrammer that posted it in talks of, you know, the opposite sex for them, you know, heterosexual relationship. So I went with that. But I see it with everybody. Even the ones that are not in relationships, crying out for these relationships. As if this is their filament. I made that up. Like, that's utterly ridiculous. And this is really not coming from a prideful, like, stance. Because I had to debate that, too. I'm like, am I really that prideful? But it's really not that, you see. Like, it's really not that, you see. It's the love that is missing. Rooted so deep within you that you're wanting to receive, but you're giving that power over to someone else that doesn't even give that to themselves. The very same thing you cry out in need, that you feel that you think you need or deserve or want, should be the very way and feeling that you have for yourself. That when some motherfudger or some guy, some woman, whether you're male, female, whatever the case may be, doesn't desire you, or they reject you, or whatever, you jump back on your horse and you gallop away and be like, peace be with you, brother. That doesn't mean that you have to be bitter or upset or feeling low about yourself or insecure about yourself, like, that's never gonna help. But anyways, I truly have to go. I will probably continue this because I really feel passionate about this, because our relationships in this world, this earth, the majority need a huge fix. Like, seriously. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, relationship with self. Love is going to be your healing help, and trust that this is exactly that. Namaste. Thank you for tuning in, and love and light. If you're under him, you ain't getting over him. I got new rules, apply them. This is on 102.7. I love Dua Lipa, by the way. You know he's only funny because he's drinking alone too. So, 3. If you're under him, you ain't getting over him. And if you got no rules, apply them.